Guys, this is Martin, a student here in Catholic University of Eastern Africa, Kenya, School of Business, and founder of Queer, which is College University Airwaves, and Hakuna Mipaka, which you can find on X. Today, I want to talk about something that really is important for the future of Africa, especially when it comes to work, right? I'm about to graduate, so I'm thinking about, where am I going next in terms of work, right? And I was just thinking, and the other day, talking to some of my colleagues and wondering, back in the days when, I was young, you used to hear stories about people either studying here in Kenya or choosing to go abroad to study there and later you know, finding work, which is nice, which is really nice, and it's something that it is to encourage. But at the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, it's obvious Africa is huge enough and we cannot fit the entire of Africa in Europe. I don't think they have enough papers to process our visas. So what happens to the people who choose to remain in Africa either by choice or by default? So what happens about? I mean, what's the next step? So I'm a Kenyan, pretty much. I've grown. I was born here, went to school here, made friends in the country. Now I'm in tertiary institutions, still here in Kenya. I've done just a little bit of travel, but not as much as I want. So that's been my life, and I'm sure it's typical to any other East African or any other African. But when you think about it, Africa is so huge, right? We have 55 more other countries in Africa. So it was only when after the AfCFTA, Continental Free Trade Area, it was only when we began to hear these talks of free movement of people, why it's important, that I began to really see that this really is the new frontier. This is the future of Africa. That's why I founded Hakuna Mipaka. Hakuna Mipaka simply means there are no borders, there are no boundaries. And that's what I see when I look across Africa. I ask myself one important question. If I cannot work in Europe, must I remain in my own country? For instance, when you look at East Africa, the way we are coming together, right now you can travel with your ID in 3 to 4 countries across East Africa. I've heard so many good stories about Rwanda. You can see how far Rwanda has come from where, the tragic past. And such stories really inspire you, and you want to explore. I want to go to Rwanda. I want to go to Tanzania. I want to go to Burundi now that is opening up. And if I am a student here in Nairobi, Kenya, and I've studied in an ISO certified institution, it means I can really apply my skills in any place I choose to go. So it might be Namibia, it might be Ghana, because I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe we have 55 more other reasons to believe in Africa. 54 minus my own country. 54 more reasons to believe in Africa. From the east to the west to the south to the north, there are plenty of opportunities. One country is good in one thing, the other is good in another. The skills exchange, the knowledge exchange, cross-cultural interactions. This is what we're looking for. This is what Hakuna Mipaka stands for. And just to tell you 3 things that we do as Hakuna Mipaka. First of all, we're building a community of like-minded individuals. Our platform is well and thriving on X, that is formerly Twitter. Because tomorrow, when you graduate, or your nephew or your niece or someone close to you graduates, and they tell you they want to go to X company, rather to X country, to work in an X company, right? When we build a community of like-minded individuals, it means settling will be easier because you arrive at a new country, you already have friends, Hakuna Mipaka community. They can already tell you, they can easily tell you where to settle in, the best neighborhood, security-wise, affordability, things like that. When you think about places to visit, when you're getting hit by that homesickness, you have people to talk to, people who were in your position before you came there. You know, they've gathered experience, and they can tell you a thing or two. You know, when you see your fellow countrymen, or when you hear your stories are so similar, it becomes easier to settle. So by building a community of like-minded individuals, moving from one country to another and settling will be easier because you will know what to do, where to go and buy whatever it is that you need to buy, um, where to settle, how much you should pay for something, make sure you're not getting ripped off. Now, after building a community of like-minded individuals, the other thing that we're doing is, so now you want to move, but where, right? Um, I'll start with East Africa because it's the closest. You know, when you want to effect change, you start closer to home, right? So I'm thinking of maybe trying Rwanda or trying Tanzania. But now, as a young professional who's obviously qualified, the next question becomes, so where do I apply? What are these companies that operate, that are headquartered here in East Africa, that operate across East Africa? Because as a Kenyan, I only know of a handful in my own country, like Safaricom, Equity, Family Bank. I mean, it's easier because they are right next to me when I go to the CBD, to the Central Business District. These are the companies I see. But now, when you're about foreign countries, I can't tell. I obviously don't have any idea how many companies operate in Tanzania, for instance, or how many companies operate in Uganda. So what do I need? I need to know the information prior. So at Hakuna Mipaka, we post, we try as much as we can because I'm still schooling, but every time we go to a particular country, like let's say Tanzania, we look at the companies that are operating in Tanzania. I'll give you an example. That is the Metal Group. They're in the consumer industry. Like, you think of anything that you consume, from soap to cooking oil to things for going back to school, things like that. They produce. Metal Group is one of the biggest companies, not only in East Africa, but in Africa. So running Hakuna Mipaka actually helped me to expand my horizons, to see beyond my own, to see beyond the boundaries, to see beyond just where my nose can reach, like where, it helped me to expand my horizons. So I know about Tanzania, I know about metal. If I go to Uganda, what are the opportunities in Uganda? I can look at Simba Telecom, one of the biggest telecommunication networks in Africa. When I go to Rwanda, I'm thinking about Hexacom. I'm thinking about AC Group. So by following Hakuna Mipaka on X and here on YouTube, when you're writing that CV, sorry, when you're writing that CV and you're thinking about, I want to move further. I want to try. I just don't want to live, die in my own country. I want to see what Africa has in store. So you obviously begin to have this idea of, oh, I can apply to such and such company because I think my skill is needed there, because this is what they do, their area of business, their area of product service offering, and this is how I think I can be of an asset to them. So we profile different companies that are operating in East Africa, and we let you know so that when you're applying, you know exactly where to apply to, right? And third, when you're talking about free movement of people, obviously you have to think about the policies that surround it, right? You have to think about, do I need a passport? Do I need a visa? What are the charges? How does the free movement look like? You're obviously thinking about even the cost of moving from one country to the other. I mean, the infrastructure. Can I go there by bus? Can I go there by, is it only by flight? Right? How long does the process take? When you're applying for a work permit, how long does the work permit take? When should I apply for the work permit? Things that are relevant for free movement, things that you need to know, information that you need to have on your fingertips before you even begin to think about, moving. So those are three things that we do, and I've been doing it for quite a while. And each day it's like I'm just getting pushed and pushed and pushed because every day it's like a new dawn, and I see the feasibility of it. This is really the future of Africa. This is the future. This is the new frontier, man. I'm talking about soon enough, in a couple of years, you'll have your nephews, you'll have your nieces, you'll have your friends, your cousin's friend, your neighbor kids. Once they graduate, instead of just staying in their own country, now they'll be telling you, hey, I just got a posting in Namibia. I think, yeah, I might start my professional career in Namibia. Somebody else will say, hey, I just got posted in Nairobi. Our company has a branch in Nairobi. I know I'm from Ghana, but our company just moved one of their branches to Nairobi, and they need someone like me there. Think about the advantages. Think about the international experience. Think about the different cultures that come together, right? There'll come a time when, even you like getting married, if you're still marrying from your own country, it will be like ridiculous because you're going to a club, and or you are somewhere in an adventure in a safari. The person seated to you is from Egypt, the other one is from South Africa, the other one is from Angola, the other one is from Chad. There are plenty of opportunities there. So this is why we speak about Hakuna Mipaka, no boundaries, because for the people who choose to remain in Africa, either by choice or default, we must have reasons to believe that Africa can work. We must have reasons to believe that, yes, I got schooled and educated in Nairobi, but I know, given the chance, I can thrive in Senegal as well. So, yeah, this is my first live, but it won't be my last. So, you guys have a good one. Think about it. Think about Hakuna Mipaka. Think about the 55 countries that make up Africa. Those are 55 more other reasons to believe in this continent that it can work. My name is Martin, a student of business rather, from Catholic University of Eastern Africa. And if you want to find more about Hakuna Mipaka, just search Hakuna_Mipaka on X. Right now we are really on X because it's where professionals are highly concentrated, you know. But eventually we're going to move to Instagram or any other platform for that matter. From Nairobi, it's a bit chilly right now. Still cold, but still it won't rain as much. And schools are reopening, kids are going back to school, things like that. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the way things are going. So have a good night or a good morning, whichever place you're going to watch this from. Yeah, signing out.